Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagdambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Ramayana32. As you may remember, Bhagirata had pleased Brahma because he wanted two things: that his line not end with him, and that he be able to get the water of the Ganga for his ancestors. Brahma said, "Have no fear. Your line will not stop with you. You will be the father of a son. As for Ganga, you know that she is the daughter of Himavan. When she descends from the heavens, no one will be able to bear the force of her descent except Lord Mahadev. You must pray to him." Bhagirata now addressed himself to Mahadev and spent a whole year fasting with just air for food. Mahadev was pleased with the devotion of the king and appeared before him and said, "My mind is pleased with you and your desire to win for your forefathers a place in the heavens. I will take Ganga on my head and break the force of her descent." Ganga, the daughter of Himavan, had, at the command of Brahma, agreed to come down to the earth. According to the promise he had given Bhagirata, Lord Mahadeva stood on a raised plateau of the mountain by name Himavan. All the heavenly beings had assembled in the skies to see the great and glorious sight. Bhagirata was standing with his eyes lifted to the skies from where Ganga was to descend. They were waiting, and suddenly they heard a mighty roar. Ganga was in the sky, and an immense sheet of water began to rush towards the earth. It seemed as though the sea had reached the heavens and was rushing back to the earth in a hurry. Ganga had become very proud of the fact that she was indispensable. She told herself, "I will rush down with such a fury that I will sweep Mahadev into the Patala, and the earth too." Gauging her mind, Mahadev knew that her pride had to be humbled. He stood with his trident held behind his back with both hands, with his head slightly raised and a beatific smile shadowing his lips. So he stood when Ganga came down to the earth. The sacred Ganga fell straight onto the hallowed head of Mahadeva. Everyone was watching her descent. Then they saw a strange sight. Ganga's waters were coming down from the sky, but when they reached the matted locks of my lord Mahadev, they were absorbed by them. Ganga was lost there, and no one could see her. Try as she might, she could find no way out of the tangled mass of the Lord's locks. Bhagirata was desperate, and he praised the Lord and prayed that he should have compassion on him. Mahadev felt that he had punished her enough, and he allowed Ganga to emerge from his jata along a single strand of hair. Drop by drop she came, and a pool was formed which was named Bindu Saras. Ganga was thus called Alakananda. When the pool became a lake, and when it was full, the river flowed in 7 streams. 3 of these flowed eastward and 3 toward the west. The 7th followed Bhagirata, and his chariot rushed toward the south, towards the cave where the Sagaraputras were waiting for their deliverance. The earth looked like the sky, with swans flying around. So white was the foam of the river as she followed the king's chariot. She was so willful. Here she would flow straight as an arrow, and there she would wind like a serpent. She would rush fast at some spots, and at others she would just meander like a woman walking in her pleasure garden. She would flow smoothly on the ground for a while, and suddenly she would tumble like a child at play. So she went to purify the earth. She had washed the feet of Narayana, and she had passed the region of the moon. She had been born on the head of Mahadev, and thus thrice purified. She had come down to the sinful earth to grant salvation for a fistful of ashes. Such is the greatness of the heavenly borns. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.